Hey, this is Jordan. We're over here at Zoonit Right. Welcome to our zoo. Come on in and take a look. So over here is our first exhibit, right in the big bay window. They usually get a lot of sun. These are our leopard geckos. We have 5 in there. We have Gizmo, as well as Bareback, Snowflake, and Sunday. And there's one more that I have not yet named because she is still quite new. And they eat a lot of crickets and they produce eggs around every 2 weeks. And they always get in the way of the rock. And then over here is another trio of leopard geckos, which, as you can see right there, right in the very middle, there's Charlie Sheen. He's the male there. And then the rest of them are all girls. They don't usually get in the way of the log, but I guess today they kind of want to be in the center of attention. Oh, get your tail out from under there. Thank you, buddies. As you can see, they still have some crickets that they didn't eat from yesterday. And then moving on over to here, we have our clown frogs, right in the middle of the kitchen. Because, well, they look pretty neat, so we decided to have them right here where all can see it. Now I'll lift it up here so you can actually see the clown frog. There's the frog right there, right in the very back. Now these clown frogs came from Pet Paradise because we work very closely with them, and I was in there buying crickets, and well, I seen them and I had to have them, so they're here now. As well as over here, we have a couple of our geckos. Our crested geckos. This right here is Chubbs. She's one of our very, very big geckos. She's female. And then off to the back here, I'll turn the leaf a little bit so you can see him, is King. One of my favorite geckos, as he has a really, really nice crest. That's why he's named the King. And then moving on to our other set of geckos over here in the kitchen, as you can see. In here there's Ruby, as well as Big Timmy, for all of you know Little Timmy. There's his dad, and then there's Shadow, another female that we have in here. We actually have a breeding trio in here. And as you can see, Ruby is sitting right there on the log. I won't be bugging her too much because she's been digging the last couple of days. And I'm expecting eggs from her any night now. And moving on to the other side of the cabinet, we have our other hex tank here. And in here, you can see in through the various leaves is a little gecko head poking out. Her name would be Flubber. And as well as down here, you can probably see the other one, I'm not sure. I'll see if I can move some leaves. And right there's a little bud of Schizo. He doesn't really like to be handled all too much, so we just leave him be. Closing this up. Over here, we have some leopard geckos that I'm currently babysitting. There's one right back there, as you can see. I'm not sure if you can see it, but he is behind the rock there. And then there's another one right here, actually in the rock. Taking a nice little nap that I woke him up from, I'm sorry. And these are my friend's geckos. These are not my geckos. Excuse me. I do not want to set the rock back down on you. And they've been here for around 3 weeks now. And they're doing just fine. I actually really like these geckos because they have the nice carrot tail to them instead of mine. Mine don't have a carrot tail. And that's one of the very features I like. As well as this little pooper scooper because they do poop a lot, and I had to make something to pick it all up. Makes it easier. Anyways, and then moving on here into, well, actually still in the kitchen, we have our big Pac-Man frog. His name's Kermit. I'm not sure if you can see. He's in a nice Fuji. He was really small when we got him. Well, smaller than that, and he's gotten pretty big. I don't really think he moves much from that corner, to be honest. He kind of sits there all day, but hey, that's the life of a frog. And moving on into my personal room, we have all the gecko pictures and such various pictures of other animals and whatnot that I've posted up from all the magazines that we have collected. And right here, as soon as you walk in, you can see our big ball pythons. There's Monty, Savannah, and Gary all mixed in there. There's 3, not just 1. And this is their big tank. They like to move around the shavings a lot for whatever reason, but hey, that's not me, that's them. Whatever floats their boat. And in here, as you can see, I'll take them out a little bit here. Right on top of here is where little Timmy is. Now I'll bring little Timmy out here. Oh, look at that. As he's getting all fired up. Come here, little Timmy. This is the famous little Timmy. He's one of my favorite little geckos and one of my favorite pals to hang out with. And I'll bring him along for the rest of the tour. Right here we have our lovely incubator that we just picked up not too long ago. And as you can see, it is full of eggs. But there's more room and we will be filling that right up. And hopefully we'll be getting our own geckos soon because there's a couple eggs that are due to hatch. And then moving on over to here, right here on my TV stand, I guess you could say, is our very own personal geckos, as well as a couple of our for sale geckos. Right here, you can see is Firecracker. And then right here is another one of our for sale geckos. And over here, as you can tell, is Phoebe. Phoebe is a nice creamsicle gecko. That one is Daryl's. And then over here is Stubbs. Unfortunately, Stubbs lost his tail. That is why we call it Stubbs. But it waddles around just fine, just like any other gecko. And look at that. Look at little Timmy go. Little Timmy's crawling on top there. Found his way off my hand. Moving on into, as you can see, the gecko room. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tanks in here. And they're all nicely spaced out. All the geckos have all the room that they need. As you can see in here, there's a gecko right here, who we still have yet to name, as well as another one back in there. And this is another one of our breeding pair of geckos. And a nice little tank there. And then moving on over to here, over this side, we have a tank that was donated to us from one of Daryl's colleagues, as well as a bunch of live plants and geckos that were in there too. As you can see, this is one of the geckos right here. This is the female. It's a Super Dalmatian. I'm not quite sure on their names, to be honest. I kind of forget after having this many geckos. But as you can see, all this is live foliage and is doing very well, and they seem to like it in there. So I'm actually thinking about switching. Oh, little Timmy's hopping around. Moving on over here is our year-old pair. This is their very first year in which they are breeding. As you can see, she is all fired up. She goes a very nice dark, as well as the nice Halloween colors in there with the oranges and whites and whatnot. And then up there, as you can see, we have Jake. That is Dylan. Jake's our male there, and he goes a bit lighter than her. But I'm hoping to make a nice, really nice Halloween pair from them. So we'll see what we get. Moving on over to here, we have another set of gecko tanks, as well as another set of gecko tanks. And here's Roxy and Manny, and over in this one is Michael Myers and Sunglow. And then moving into this one, we have Spots and Heineken. Heineken's the girl there, and Spots is right there on the leaf. I'm not sure if you can see that. Oh, actually Heineken's right up there too. Heineken's the yellow gecko, Spots would be the brown one. I'm not sure if you can see Spots there. And in here, we have our nice bearded dragons, which love to come out and play and hang out. There's some citrus beardies, so hopefully they'll go a really nice yellow when they get older. And there's a nice salad to munch, and I throw in some crickets at night for them to go around and hunt as they please. And coming over into this corner here, we have our snakes, which I'm not sure how well you can see, as there's a blanket there to keep the snakes from seeing the beardies and vice versa. But as you can see, there's one snake right there roaming around and just checking everything out. And there's another snake over there that's hanging out on the heating pad there, on the heating rock. And over in this little corner over here, we have our crickets. Those lovely, lovely little things. As well as we have some storage for some heating cable and various treats and such like that. Moving on over into here, we have some food for rats and dogs and such. As well as we have our waterfall. Down here, we have more various pet supplies and whatnot. We got our water dish and some aspen bedding and another little cricket keeper. And over here, we have our probes to see if the snakes are male and female, as well as all the Tupperware that we've accumulated with everything that we have bought and whatnot, etc. Anyways, that has been our zoo. Me and Timmy here. We hope you have a good day and we hope you've enjoyed the tour. And we hope to see you soon. We will be moving to a store location sometime around November-ish. I'm not sure when it will be set up, but we are looking into that currently. And we hope to see you then. Anyway, stay updated and follow our site. See you later.